Good morning to the Monday's inspiration for the joy of creation and the magic of art, creativity, and play. So, we are here today, and I'm so happy to everyone who is joining live or who is going to watch this later on my YouTube channel. Hello, everybody. What have you been creating? How has your world been? What have you noticed? And we are going to talk about where and how do you easily access your space of gratitude. We're going to talk about this today. And what do I mean by this even? So, the space of gratitude, what is that? Can we be only grateful for specific things or specific people, or is it possible to practice gratitude in any situation, anytime, constantly, right? So this past weekend, I had a booth in a wonderful event. It was just such a joy. And for the first time, and this is just to give you an example, okay, how we actually can practice and use this. For the first time, we set up my all new and shiny and professional tent canopy. And I could not take it out and set it up because this year, due to corona, all my events were canceled, all the art fairs were canceled, and it was sitting there in the garage and shiny and all new, and I could not get it to work, right? And so this event was maybe my only one this year, an outdoor event, and now it's also getting cooler outside. So we were there and we set it up on Friday, and then we brought in all my paintings and the art on Saturday. So we did more setup, and I had my wearables there. And so as I was doing this setting up, and which is always interesting to set up a new tent because you have to figure out how it works, and the grounds are never even in a park, and so there's a lot of trial and error and making mistakes and like creating with the mistakes and doing things maybe not as it is supposed to be, but then still pulling it out of thin air and making it up. And so there's a lot of improvisation going into any setup anywhere, because it always turns out different than what you think it would be. And then there is weather as an issue and wind. And so while I was setting up, I really practiced gratitude, and I really acknowledged that, wow, I had made this investment into my business by this purchasing this beautiful tent, which is just glorious, and my booth looked so beautiful, and I was proud, and I was grateful for my choice, and grateful for the event that took place, and for all these beautiful people who showed up. And so that gratitude for the space. And we were laughing because I was saying to a friend, wow, this feels like setting up a retail store for 2 days, right? And then taking it down again. and it looked like a beautiful boutique. So maybe it's going to be the boutique on wheels, or I don't know what. Anyway, it was beautiful. And as my fingers were really getting tired from pushing all these buttons in and moving the rods and pushing them and wiggling them and lifting up the tent and whatever to get things to settle in, I was grateful for my body. I was grateful for that choice that I made. And I was grateful for the wind. I was grateful for the earth. And yesterday we also got rained on. And I was grateful for that rather than making it wrong. So the beautiful thing about gratitude is that when we are grateful, we cannot judge at the same time. Judgment and gratitude cannot exist together. And if you don't believe me, try it out. Try it out in a moment where you find yourself having an upset or something. Is it possible maybe to just like, okay, if I was grateful right now for this moment as it is, I wonder what that would create. And play with it. Play with it. It will take the judgment out of your world, which then will allow you to choose and to create. Because when we judge, we stop. And you have heard me say this before. It's not the first time that I say it. When we judge, we stop ourselves. And, yesterday then I was walking around and it, with the wind and on the lake there, it got, it's a beautiful lake and weather is different there. And so it got chilly. And I'm like, oh, it's a little bit fresh now. And I got a hot tea and then I was walking around some more. And I found this beautiful sweater here, which works perfectly with my leggings, which I'm holding up now. Look at this. So it's a long sweater and today I wore my leggings and I have golden high heels on, which now you cannot see, and I'm not going to do the grand écart to show you my shoes. But anyway, I found this sweater dress. It's long as a dress, and it has these two cute little pockets. And then I was so grateful for that, which, when just for a moment tap into the space of gratitude. So let's lower all our walls and barriers, all the shields and protections and I don't know what. Judgment creates a wall, by the way. Judgment creates a wall. And it's the positive and the negative judgment. So it creates walls, and then we cannot receive anymore from the universe. We can just stay in this little. Have you ever noticed when you are upset and maybe are you upset about the current situation? Are you upset? What if we don't go to that place? Because it takes us out of creation. We have limited choice. We can just then stay in this confined little box with all the walls and not get out and not see what's beyond it. Had I been upset about the current situation, I wouldn't have went to this event. I wouldn't have met the people. I wouldn't have found the sweater. I wouldn't have had these beautiful conversations with the trees and the wind. I would not have been able to create that. And for me, each event that I'm going to and being present and having my art and also taking my business, each event, no matter what and no matter how it is a space of creation for me. Let's say, sometimes I had events where there were not a lot of people. I'm not going to conclusion. I use the tools. I use the space of gratitude where I'm grateful for this. Like, what's right about this I'm not getting? What can I be grateful for here? And that alone, that question changes it. Like, so how many conclusions have you made real that keep you from being grateful for everything as it is? And will you please let that go? So I am there and I'm creating. Like when let's say I'm in an event and there's not a lot of people, I would then always like shoot videos, take pictures of my space, and I could also talk about my art, like create. When like I see sometimes people are in their booths and I can literally tell how they are unhappy and they have some points of view, right? And what does this create? Then it's like we can then not see the possibilities. We cannot use the space that we have set up to treat it like a boutique on wheels. If that was a boutique, what could I create with it? It's a space. It is a living, breathing entity. But conclusions and judgments will not make it possible for us to see that as a possibility. Do you get that? Whereas when we are grateful, well, what can I be grateful for? I'm so grateful for the space. I'm grateful for being here. Now, what can I create? So there's a question. Gratitude for whatever is will allow us to create with the molecules that are around us right now and the energies that are around us, and create what we know is possible. I love the colors. I love the rains. Earth, like the earth needs rain. We had drought times and drought spells. And so let's, wherever we have an abundance of rain and an overabundance of rain, let's, wherever we are right now, wherever you all are, let's send that energy to wherever the earth requires it. And I don't want to make it about a specific area, because that, you know, let's give that to the earth to choose. Okay, so wherever the earth would like to take these rains that we have in abundance somewhere, let's move them. Let's give that energy to the earth. And what can we be grateful for? So, and we all have some areas in our life, I call it like the space of our lives. We all have an area where that is very easy for us, where we can like tap easily into it to practice. So when you have something beautiful in your life, or something beautiful that comes to your life, whether it is a person or an object or an energy, and or somebody else is grateful for you, do you ever really receive it? So you could practice that, like something you get a beautiful birthday present or something, or somebody gives you a bouquet of flowers. Practice gratitude and lower your walls and just receive it. So for me, for instance, it is always very easy to be grateful when I'm out in nature. This is my space where like I can just tap into the gratitude for all of it, and the flowers, and the animals and the trees and the fresh air, and be grateful. And then that practicing it there, the next step then would be to bring it to the areas where you maybe are more challenged being grateful. You could, for instance, ask with an area or a moment that is challenging, what's the beauty here? What is the beauty in this? Because it is possible to be grateful for everything. There is this book, Loving What Is. Byron Katie, I think was. And it's all about, so instead of loving what is, I would like to say being grateful for what is. And this entire book is about finding that space of, she talks about love. I would like to talk about gratitude because it's a much bigger space. Love has so many points of view attached to it, but that gratitude space, when we are grateful for whatever is, okay, wow, if I was grateful for the cold and wet weather right now, what would that create? If I was grateful for how everything are right now, what would be possible? Rather than judging it, rather than making it wrong. It almost seems as if this entire reality, the small box reality, is very vested in throwing like negative things at us so that we get sucked into that. But what if we don't go there? Wow, what can I be grateful for? What is actually great in my life? What can I be grateful for? And so where is that in your life? Maybe you have a, a dog or a cat or a horse. Can you be grateful for them? Yes, right? And so that space, practice it and expand it, make it bigger, take it into your entire life. And then what would be possible? So for a moment, will you all just take a moment where you like something that you can be grateful for right now. Can be very easy, simple. I'm grateful for the beautiful leaf that just fell down. I'm grateful for my tea. What can you be grateful for? right now. I'm grateful for my soft sweater. I'm grateful for my body. Find something and then now lower all your walls and barriers and expand that out, make that bigger, just like that. Make that space bigger and even more. Expand it out more and more. What do you notice? Where and how can you easily tap into your space of gratitude? The space of gratitude. You could also ask, wow, if I was grateful right now for everything, what would be possible? And some of you might think it sounds really strange. How can I be grateful if I don't know what's going on in your life, if I have trouble finding a job, if I whatever it is. The thing is, when I said earlier, when we are grateful, we cannot have judgment at the same time. The thing is, when we judge something, when we judge our current situation, when we judge our bank accounts, when we judge money, when we judge, I don't know, politics or anything, we cannot create beyond it. We cannot even see where there are possibilities. And for sure, we will not receive where the universe would like to gift us something or show us a possibility. We can just not receive it. We will drive by because we are so locked into our judgment, or we're like, how many of you make you wrong? Or you make your body wrong. So then you cannot be grateful for it. You can also not create a greater job. You cannot create greater money. You cannot create a greater business when you judge it. So the trick is to practice gratitude as a space and a possibility that will allow you to receive way more than you could ever come up with. Because the universe and the earth, just for a moment, let's ask that question. So, does the universe want you to have just little something, little, like a small life, a little bit of money, and just get by? Or does the universe desire for you to thrive and have everything you desire and have ease in your life? Now let's ask the same thing for the earth. Does the earth want you to just get by and just make it and just be fine? Or does the earth desire for you to live joyfully and gift you everything you are asking for, if you ask for it? Does the earth want you to thrive? This is it's a very powerful creation, this earth. It's a creator. And it's an incredible creator in the sense that, have you noticed the grass? When the grass gets dry, a little rain is enough for it to turn green. Or if there's an empty space somewhere or a parking lot, it will not take long and grass will start to grow, or even trees. And like, of course, there are spaces like in Costa Rica, everything is growing so fast and it's like thriving. Like, look at a jungle, look at a forest. It's a biodigester creator of magnitude, right? These natural biotopes, when they are not disturbed by pollution and our like interference. Earth just by itself, herself, hisself, whatever, is a giant creator. So could it be that also you are a giant creator? And if you go to the space of judgment, what is that creating? If you go to the space of gratitude, what is that creating? Do you have any questions? I'm quickly going to see, I don't know whether I am even still live on Facebook. Yes, I am. I'm grateful for that, grateful for Facebook and technology and whatever. So now it ended my video. That's so funny. Oh my gosh, that's brilliant. In the moment I said I'm grateful for it, it said, now I'm going to shut down. This was funny. So I let you go. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you would like to. There's like a little flower somewhere in some corner here in the video later on YouTube, and that is the thing that you can click to subscribe to my channel, and then you will get notifications when I post a new video. Find my websites, find my classes. There are some cool online painting classes coming up. There's also an online intro painting class coming up on October 7th. And the longer class, it's a weekend class on October 9th and 10th. I invite you to join us and create with us. So have fun, keep creating. And I'm so grateful you are here. I see you soon. Bye.